Hello there, and a very good morning to all our listeners, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world right now. Welcome back to another episode of the Be English podcast. I'm your host, John Miller.
And hello, everyone. I'm Emily Carter. It is so wonderful to be back behind the microphone today. We are so glad you decided to tune in.
That's right. Here at the Be English podcast, our goal is very simple. We want to help you learn English in a way that is easy, fun, and encouraging. No stress, just steady progress.
Exactly, John. You know, learning a language is a journey, not a race. And we are here to walk that path with you, step by step.
Today, we have a really interesting topic. It is something that can change your whole day. We are talking about a morning routine to improve your English.
Oh, I love this topic. Mornings are such a special time. If you start the day with a little bit of English, it really helps your brain switch into learning mode for the rest of the day.
I agree completely. Just 10 or 15 minutes in the morning can make a huge difference over a month or a year.
So, if you are ready to wake up your brain and improve your fluency, stay with us. And hey, don't forget to grab a cup of tea or coffee while you listen. It makes the experience much better.
Good advice, Emily. I have my coffee right here. All right, let's jump right into it. So, Emily, let's be honest. Mornings can be hard. Not everyone wants to study grammar books the moment they wake up,
Oh, absolutely not. If I had to open a textbook at 7 a.m., I think I would just go back to sleep. That is too heavy.
right? So, the first step in a good English morning routine should be something passive, something easy, that doesn't require too much energy. I call this input while waking up.
Input while waking up. I like that. So you mean listening to something?
Exactly. Think about your typical morning. You brush your teeth, you maybe make toast, you take a shower. These are things you do automatically. Your hands are busy, but your ears are free.
That is so true. I usually spend about 10 minutes just making my breakfast in the kitchen. It's quiet.
That is the perfect time. Instead of listening to nothing or listening to the news in your native language, try listening to something in English. It could be a podcast like this one, or maybe an English radio station, or even just a song.
I think music is a great way to start. But John, is listening to music enough? Sometimes I don't catch the lyrics.
That's a good point. Music is great for mood, but for learning, spoken English is usually better. I suggest finding a short news podcast, maybe something like the BBC Global News or a simplified news channel. Just let it play in the background.
I see. So you don't have to sit down and take notes.
No. Just let the sounds wash over you. It helps your ears get used to the rhythm of English. Even if you only understand 50%, your brain is waking up to the language.
I actually tried this last week. I put on a story podcast while I was doing my makeup. It was actually really nice. I learned the word commute because they kept saying it.
See? That's perfect. Commute means your journey to work or school. You learned it naturally, without trying too hard.
Get it felt like I was cheating because it was so easy. But John, what if someone finds the news too boring?
Well, then don't listen to the news. Listen to an interview with your favorite actor, or maybe an audiobook. The content doesn't matter as much as the habit. Just getting English into your ears before you leave the house is the key.
That makes sense. So we start with listening, but at some point we need to use the language, right? We can't just listen forever.
You are absolutely right, Emily. And that brings us to the next part of the routine. Once you're a little bit more awake, perhaps after your coffee, delicious. It is time to produce some English.
Produce English. You mean speaking. But John, many of our listeners live alone or their family members don't speak English. Who can they talk to at 7:30 in the morning?
That is the common problem, isn't it? But here's the secret. You don't need a partner. You can talk to yourself.
Talk to yourself? Won't that look a little bit crazy?
Maybe a little bit, but it is highly effective. I call this technique narrating your morning.
Narrating your morning. Okay, explain that to me. How does it work?
It's very simple. You look in the mirror, maybe while you're combing your hair, and you describe what you were doing or what you plan to do.
Oh, so for example, I could say, I am brushing my hair. It is very messy today.
Yes, perfect. Or you can talk about your plans. Today, I need to go to the supermarket. I need to buy milk and apples.
I see. That is actually really helpful because you're connecting the words to real actions.
Exactly. And because you're alone, you don't have to be shy. If you make a mistake, nobody hears it. You can shout, you can whisper, you can try a funny British accent if you want.
I would like a cup of tea, please. Like that?
Brilliant, just like that. It warms up your mouth muscles. English uses different muscles than your native language. You need to stretch them in the morning.
That is such a good point. You know, sometimes I stand in front of the mirror and give myself a little pep talk. Like, okay, Emily, today is going to be a great day. You are confident, you are happy.
I love that. Affirmations are powerful. Doing them in English gives you a double benefit. You feel good and you practice speaking.
It really does boost your confidence. So we have listening while we get ready and speaking to ourselves in the mirror to warm up our speaking muscles. Is there anything else we can fit into a busy morning?
There's one last thing, and this is for when you have maybe just 5 minutes of quiet time. Maybe you're sitting on the bus, or perhaps you're enjoying that last sip of coffee before you rush out the door.
Okay, I'm curious. What is it?
It's writing. But wait, don't be scared. I don't mean writing an essay. I mean writing a to-do list in English.
Oh, a to-do list. That is so simple. I write a list every morning anyway.
Right? Most people do. We usually write, buy bread, call mom, finish report. But we write it in our native language. If you just switch that to English, you're practicing vocabulary relevant to your real life.
That is brilliant, and it doesn't take any extra time. What if I don't know a word? For example, if I need to go to the place where you fix your shoes.
A cobbler or a shoe repair shop?
Yes, if I don't know that word, what should I do?
That's the best part. If you get stuck, you quickly look it up on your phone. Now you have learned a new word that is useful for you today. You will remember it because you actually need to do it.
That makes learning so practical. It's not just random words from a textbook. It's my life words.
Precisely. And if you have a little more time, say 5 minutes, you can try gratitude journaling.
Oh, I've heard of that. That's where you write down things you're thankful for.
Yes, just write 3 simple sentences. For example, I am grateful for this hot coffee. I am grateful for the sunny weather. I am grateful for my comfortable bed.
Oh, that sounds so peaceful. It's a lovely way to start the day with a positive mindset.
It really is. And notice the grammar structure. I am grateful for. You're practicing sentence structure without even thinking about grammar rules.
It's like hiding vegetables in a cake. You're learning, but it feels like you're just enjoying your morning.
I love that comparison. Hiding vegetables in a cake. Yes, that is exactly what a good morning routine is. It integrates English into your life so smoothly that you don't feel the burden of studying.
So, let's see. We listen to English while brushing our teeth, we talk to ourselves in the mirror to warm up our speaking muscles, and we write our daily plan or a little journal entry in English.
That sounds like a solid plan. And the best part? It takes almost 0 extra time. You're doing these things anyway, you're just doing them in English. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. I hope this inspires you to try changing your morning habits just a little bit.
Yes, Even if you only try one of these things tomorrow morning, that's a huge step forward. You don't have to do everything perfectly on day one.
Exactly. Start small. Maybe tomorrow, just listen to a song in English while you shower. The next day, try the to-do list. Consistency is the key.
Before we go, let's quickly look at some of the vocabulary we used today. John mentioned the word passive.
Yes, passive means accepting or allowing what happens without active response. Passive listening means just letting the audio play without stress.
And we also talked about narrating. To narrate means to tell a story or describe events as they happen. So narrate your life.
And finally, gratitude. Gratitude is the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation.
Beautiful words to remember. Thank you so much for listening to the Be English podcast today. We really appreciate your time.
We certainly do. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next one. And if you have a moment, leave us a comment. Tell us, what is your morning routine?
Yes, we would love to hear from you. Share this episode with a friend who's also learning English. It's always more fun to learn together.
That's right. Have a wonderful morning, a productive day, or a restful night. Until next time, keep learning and keep buzzing.
Keep buzzing. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.